Hello YouTube world, my name is Serene and welcome to Staying Serene. Staying Serene is a place where I encourage and inspire young believers to live by faith, pursue their dreams, and glorify God with their lives. I post new videos every Saturday at 10 a.m. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. So today's video is actually based on Luke 8:25. And it reads, "And he said unto them, Where is your faith? And they being afraid wondered, saying to one another, What manner of man is this? For he commanded even the wind and water, and they obey him." So this passage is actually from when Jesus and his disciples were in a boat and Jesus was asleep, and they woke up and they were so afraid because the wind and waves were against them, and they woke Jesus up, and Jesus commanded the winds and waves to be still, and they did. And the disciples were in such shock, and they realized that this really is the Son of God. And the first thing that Jesus said to them was, "Where is your faith?" And I was listening to this on the audio Bible the other day, and I was just really thinking about that and how as believers we really need to ask ourselves, where is our faith? Because I find that so many times we put our faith in other things, in other people, in other persons, and in things where that's not where our faith should be. I asked you that question today: where is your faith? Is it in the right place? So I find the first place that we often put our faith is in ourselves. We like to trust in ourselves. We trust in our own strength to get things done. And this is automatic. This is natural. We think we can do things on our own. And so we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get things done. And, we just trust in ourselves. We are almost like self-made. And so we trust that, yes, I can get this done. And sometimes it's not just on our own self, but also in what we have. We trust in our possessions, in our money. We trust in our intellect, in our intelligence. We trust in our jobs and our positions and just who we are. That is a very bad place to put our trust. Why? We make mistakes. We fail. We fall. We fall short. We give up. There's just so much things that can go wrong when we place our trust in ourselves. We are going to let ourselves down, and we are going to be disappointed by the fact that we are unable to trust in ourselves. It's a setup for us to be disappointed because we know that we are frail. We are sinful. We don't deserve to we can't put our trust in ourselves because we will fail, because we are man. And so when we place our trust in ourselves, we realize really soon that it's not enough. It's not enough to sustain us, and it's not enough to take us through those challenges in life. Because what happens when your body fails? What happens when your mind fails? What happens when you fail because you aren't meant to trust in yourself alone? It's good to have self-esteem, but really when it comes to trusting in ourselves, we realize that we are awful in being a trustworthy source. We're not stable. We're always changing. Our emotions changing, and we just change. And so we all know that ourselves, we fail, and so we should not put our trust in ourselves. That is a dangerous place to put ourselves. So the second place we put our trust is in other people. So once we realize that we're not enough, we start looking for other people to be enough. And this is also very dangerous for us because we start looking towards other people to put our faith in, to trust in them. And this really happens a lot with celebrities, politicians, Christian leaders, pastors, and even role models that we have. We put them above ourselves, and we look to them to be the perfect standard. We look to them to fulfill our needs and for something to aspire and strive toward. And sometimes we don't even realize how we do this, especially in the Christian community. We put these worship leaders and Christian pastors, preachers above ourselves, and we look to them to trust in them, trust in their knowledge, trust in their salvation. And it's like we base our salvation on their ministry, especially if you came to Christ because of someone else. And so we build up for ourselves these false gods because we treat them as gods on earth. We build them up as idols in our hearts. And then these men, they fail because they're just like us. So if we can't trust ourselves, we definitely can't trust man because they will fail. They will make mistakes. And we're going to realize also that they are not a good place to put our trust in. And I know that this can actually be a block that causes us to stumble when we realize that these people that we've trusted in, that we've, put our hope and faith and trust in, that they do fall, they do fail. We have Christian pastors and leaders that are falling away from the faith. It's being revealed that they're involved in sin. They denounce Christianity and God. And then we feel ourselves being shaken by that because this is a person that I put my trust in. This is a person that I had faith in, and now they failed. And now it makes me wonder if my faith is even in the right place. It makes me wonder if my salvation is even true. And then I have all these doubts because my faith was never in the right place to begin with. My faith was in people who fail, people who give up, people who are changing, people who are people who are sinners, people who make mistakes. And so I think it's so very, very dangerous for us, because even though it's okay to have these role models, these people that we look up to, we can't put our ultimate trust in them, because when they fail, what does that say about our faith? It makes our faith weak. It makes our faith very, very rocky, because it was never in the solid rock. It was in this person. It's in this church. It was in this celebrity that we looked up to. And you really, really have to be careful, because yes, it's good to have role models. It's good to have Christian pastors and preachers that you look up to and that pour into you. But you also have to realize that these people are just that. They're people, and they will fail. So if we can't trust in ourselves, and we most definitely can't trust in other people, where are we supposed to put our faith? And the answer to that question is in God. God is the only sure place to put our faith. God is the only person who can be our solid rock in which we stand on. Our faith was never meant to be in other people or in ourselves to begin with. When these things fail, when we're disappointed by them, it just points us back to the only thing that is where we should put our trust. It points us back to the fact that God is the only place where we can put our faith in, because He will never fail. He will never fall down. He's perfect. And so we cannot put ourselves or other people to the standard that is God, because God, He's not like us. He doesn't fail. He never changes. And He is the solid rock. He is the sure place where we put our trust and where our faith can be strong and sturdy in. So I hope that you are really putting your faith in God over all else, because when everything else fails, God is the only person that is our strong rock, the sturdy place where we can put our faith. And I really learned that recently, because I find that we come to God as a last resort. When all else fails, that's when we come to God. So after we fail, after others fail, it's like, okay, then time to go to God. And that's really not what we're supposed to be doing, because as people of faith, we know that God, He is where we're supposed to put our trust in. And we're supposed to come to Him first, not last. We're supposed to come to Him to put our trust in Him, so that when everything fails, we know that we are hanging on to the strong rock. We know this, especially living in the COVID pandemic of 2020 and how it still continues to affect us and live on in 2021, that everything fails. The government fails, the economy fails, health fails, systems that man has put in place, they will fail. But God doesn't fail. Like, where do you want to put your trust? You want to put your trust in that thing that doesn't fail. You want to put your trust in the person, the only one who is worthy and deserving of your trust. So I really hope that this message speaks to you today, and that you really examine your heart and see, where is my faith today? Am I trusting in my health, in my intelligence, in my body, in money and possessions, all these things that I have and that I am? Am I trusting in others? Am I trusting in, these preachers, these pastors? Am I trusting in politicians or celebrities that I am placing above myself? Or do I trust in God? Do I trust in the only person who can sustain me, who can be my strong rock, who can guide me and lead me, and who I can have my faith in? When Jesus was asking, where's your faith? He meant, where was His faith in Him? In God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, that our faith is in Him, because that will never change. Honestly, I'm so glad that God is God, because if God was like a man, that wouldn't be a God that is worthy of us to be serving. That wouldn't be a God that we'd want in our lives. But the fact that God is not like us, that He's different, that He is where we can trust in, it's everything. And so I really hope that this message was encouraging to you today. You can go up into the iCards and see many other Serene Saturdays that I've done. I also have an Instagram account at stayingserene where you can find inspirational and encouraging content that I create myself. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Okay, bye!